I'm in Forest Lawn Cemetery in Memphis, Tennessee. And that mausoleum way off in the distance, I'm about to go to it, it's apparently where Elvis Presley was originally buried. This was on the way here and it caught my eye. Beautiful mausoleum. They bricked up the windows. The roof is caving in. Really beautiful. This is the mausoleum where Elvis was originally buried. I'm in Elmwood Cemetery. I got 10 minutes. So I am just quickly driving through. This is in Memphis, Tennessee. Really wish the gates would have been open till 5, but what can you do? That's really pretty. Dr. D.T. Porter. I only have time to do a quick loop in here. Maybe that's just enough time. Some black marble obelisks. Probably all sorts of famous people buried in here, but don't have time to tell you about it or even learn about it myself. Got 7 minutes. I had to get out of the truck on this one. This is really pretty. Like a little baby. Look at this. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Shaped like a tree. We're running. Now time for me to get out of here. That's really pretty. Probably someone important. Before I leave, this is the entrance gate here to Elmwood Cemetery. It's like a one-lane bridge. Really pretty way to come into a cemetery. And the train tracks. A lot of intermodal in the Memphis area. This morning I'm in Memphis, Tennessee on top of an Indian mound right by the Mississippi River. I'm taking the long way up to St. Louis to see Bellefontaine Cemetery, or Bellefontaine. Probably gonna say it a couple different ways in this video. We're just outside of downtown Memphis. Just about any big city through this country used to be an Indian village or town. Southeast Missouri is one of the surprisingly most beautiful places I've ever driven through. So I've taken the long way from Georgia over through Memphis so I can go up US 67 through Southeast Missouri. There's actually 2 mounds that I can see at this site. One under all those large trees over there, and then another one right here. And it's just now a city park. I'm in Cahokia Cemetery in St. Louis. Really cool statue. I save cemeteries in my Google Maps as I go about myself, and I saved this one, and I'm assuming is because of this monument in here. I must have seen a picture of it or something. Very beautiful. It's a rainy day in St. Louis, and hopefully tomorrow it clears up when I'll be at Bellefontaine, however you want to say it. I'm at New Borromeo Church in St. Charles, Missouri. And St. Charles was the first state capital of Missouri. Buried here is John Baptiste de Sable, not sure how to pronounce it. He was a black fur trader and the first permanent resident of Chicago. Right behind Jean Baptiste is Louis Blanchette, the founder of St. Charles, Missouri. This morning I'm at Bellefontaine Cemetery in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm on what I believe to be just a single-family mausoleum. And this structure is enormous. This thing is just absolutely incredible. If you want to find this, it's in the southeast corner of the cemetery off the main white-lined path. This is John Francis Queeny. He's the founder of Monsanto. When I first came to this cemetery years ago, this is the monument that really stuck out to me. This grave on the left here is Frank W. Bradsby, and he manufactured the Louisville Slugger. Oh shit. This place is packed with mausoleums relative to how big it is. Maybe not packed. This is the Lemp family mausoleum. They owned like the largest brewery, or they were like super big before Budweiser got big. It's muddy. This appears to be a newly constructed labyrinth. It's like really muddy here. Buried here is political radio man Rush Limbaugh. It's cool, the cross is metal. Buried here is William Clark of the Lewis and Clark expedition. This mausoleum here is the Bush Mausoleum. Buried in there is Adolphus Bush, the co-founder of the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. There's even a little bottle of Budweiser left here. This monument is enormous. The statue's really leaning. It looks like it has holes in it. I'm not sure if this is intentional or if that's wearing away. Lots and lots of just really big monuments in here that just dwarf you. Ooh. A bust. Real quick, I wanted to come back to here. Out of all the monuments I saw today, this is the one that left the greatest impression, greatest impact on me today. I just think it is just insane. The architecture, the design, this lion statue. It's got an eye, a wreath, and then a flame on each of the doors. Now time to go check out the Cahokia Mounds. I'm at the Cahokia Mounds in Collinsville, Illinois. A mound there off in the distance is Monk's Mound. Cahokia was the most populated city north of Mexico during the woodland period. When you think Mississippian culture and Mississippian mounds, Cahokia is the place. Monk's Mound is the largest prehistoric earthwork in the Americas. It rises to over 100 feet. I'm on the first main terrace of Monk's Mound. There was 6 square miles of city here. You can see some other mounds off in the distance. Parking lot's way down there. This being the largest mound, I like to think about the sorts of rituals that must have taken place up here. A lot of that stuff we'll never know. It's gone to history. I'm gonna edit in Woodhenge that I'm about to go to right now. Way down here at the end of all these mounds is a Woodhenge. This is a reconstruction of one that was here marking solar events if you stand in that central post. I'm standing here at this central observation post where if you orient yourself correctly, the sun rises at the equinox and the solstice against some of these. And we're back. Way off in the distance there, you can maybe see the arch. I can see it with my eyes. I don't know how well the camera's getting it though. Imagine this place in its heyday. What structures may have been built on top of that mound. Probably much more maintained slopes. Probably a busy city all around us. Cornfields and all the outlying areas. How neat is that? There's a little interpretive plaque right there that describes how this entire ceremonial complex was surrounded in this palisade right here. It was 2 miles long and enclosed 200 acres. Here's a map showing how long those palisades or stockades were. We're right here in the enormous Monk's Mound in the middle of it all. It's huge. I'm at Maplewood Cemetery in Mayfield, Kentucky. And there's a plot here where every person buried on the plot has a statue. There's the head honcho there in the marble. We got animals. Dogs, deer, foxes. This plot really stands out in this cemetery. Basically, the whole cemetery is just center family stones. And then you have these guys in the corner. This is land between the lakes in Kentucky. And there's some buffalo up there. Zoomed in all the way. My last stop is here in Hopkinsville, Kentucky at Riverside Cemetery. This is the grave of Edgar Cayce. He was an American clairvoyant and went into trance-like states and do like healing readings for people and stuff. And there's still a whole center out in Virginia Beach that you can go to. But he's buried way up here in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. This is where he was from. There's a biography there is a river that's worth a read. All about his life. Right next to Edgar Cayce is his wife, Gertrude. In that book, it talked about how she was present for all his readings, or most of his readings. Had a very close relationship with Edgar when he was in his trance-like states.